What's going on, guys? This is John Zakari, and today I want to finally run down and address my thoughts on some of the NX rumors. If you follow my channel, you know I talk a lot about Nintendo stuff, but I try to be one of the few that doesn't make a video every time a rumor surfaces about the NX. To me, it all got redundant so freaking fast, and I'm sure if you follow a lot of other Nintendo fans, your feed is probably consistently spammed with rumor reactions every time one pops up. Now let me state once clearly, for those who don't really like to listen out there, that these are my thoughts on the rumored possibilities for the NX. Nothing really factual going on here. So let's start by talking about the big one, and that's the home console hybrid concept. The idea being that you can play on your home console, but then take the game on the go with a handheld version of the game. The first thing this reminded me of was one of my favorite Wii U games. In fact, I wish I had a counter of the times I've praised this game since starting this channel, because it's got to be like over 20 at this point, and that's Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. If you played the game, you might remember that you could transfer your character from the Wii U game to the 3DS version and take him on the go and vice versa. Now the 3DS version was a bit limited as far as the things you could do, but it was still nice to get some of the more tedious things like gathering resources done on my train ride every day. It wasn't really perfect to sync either. You had to basically overwrite the data back and forth, and it could take a while to transfer said data, but still, it was sweet nonetheless. If Nintendo was entertaining this idea, the syncing would definitely have to be more efficient, perhaps doing it automatically over Wi-Fi or something. But the big issue for me is that third parties are not going to want to deal with this shit. If developers didn't want to deal with the Wii U and its gamepad, they are definitely not going to want to make a separate mobile version of their games. Maybe we'll see some ports of several-year-old games like we saw in the beginning of the Wii U, but I don't see much beyond that. So if Nintendo wants to go this route, they better be prepared to support the system largely on their own, with the aid of their close partners, of course. Now the life of the Wii U doesn't give me much faith in this, but if the idea is to phase out both the Wii U and the 3DS with this new hybrid, putting the effort we've seen from both platforms into this one, then maybe it could work. And yeah, with that, let me emphasize that yes, this is replacing the Wii U for any commenter currently typing that, oh, Nintendo said this wasn't a replacement for the Wii U. Just go look up the release calendar for the future of the Wii U and then come back to me. So if Nintendo is willing to go all out on the hybrid idea, sacrificing the standard handhelds that have been a big moneymaker for them, then I think the hybrid concept could be successful. Otherwise, I see it going the same way as the Wii U. Along with the talk of the handheld console hybrid, a lot of speculation about the new system has centered around the controller. In recent generations, Nintendo has been pretty dedicated to introducing unique control schemes. But if I could make one plea with Nintendo, it would be please give us a standard method of control. No more gimmicks. Start with the Wii U Pro controller as a base. Sure, it's basically a ripoff of the Xbox 360 controller, but the best controller of the last generation probably isn't a bad place to start. With that said, if this is going to end up being a hybrid, I hope the handheld device is separate from the main console controller. If combined, I see an experience similar to playing Smash Bros. On Wii U using the 3DS as a controller, which was just not enjoyable at all in my opinion. Now, let's go on to my favorite aspect of these rumors, and that's Nintendo making a return to cartridges. I like this idea for a lot of reasons. Aside from nostalgia, we're at a point where we can put a lot of data on cartridges, as well as read it at some crazy fast speeds. But always, my big love for them is straight up durability. Sure, disc technology has advanced a long way. I rarely have problems with Blu-rays, especially when I think back to the days of the original PlayStation, where switching games felt like pulling off the Indiana Jones treasure swap technique while trying to avoid scratches. But still, my old school cartridges have suffered a lot through the decades and still run perfectly. Straight up, I would not mind seeing a return to this format. And don't forget, that's not to say you can't still do things like installs, updates, and DLC direct to the system. I feel like a lot of people have that misconception, but just look at the 3DS. All that stuff is being done there. And let's close with the perhaps most important rumor. I feel quite comfortable in saying that the most universal argument against the Wii U was the console's lack of power. And naturally, we've heard rumors through every end of the spectrum in terms of what will be under the hood of Nintendo's next console. Myself, I've seen it all. The system will be more, less, or as powerful as the current gen hardware. The most recent rumors suggest that it's going to use the new NVIDIA Tegra chips, which would coincide with a mobile focus. I've consistently stated, though, that Nintendo should be putting out some powerful boxes with these upgrades that occur in the middle of other console cycles. So I'd hope we'd get something more powerful than the Xbox One and PS4, especially with the more powerful versions of those respective consoles right around the corner. The suggestion that Nintendo will continue to play catch-up in the power department continues to also reinforce the idea that most third parties will not be coming on board. In the end, as cool as the concept of a console handheld hybrid may seem to me, I just don't think it will have mass appeal. As I've stated in past videos, smartphones are the way the majority of people want a game on the go. It's a device they already have on them, and they don't want to carry another device specifically for gaming. So, in my opinion, if Nintendo wants to go that route, they should be focusing on making more mobile platform games, like Pokemon Go, but perhaps one they actually have a bigger stake in. I just wish Nintendo could see that instead of gimmicks, their first-party titles should be what sets them apart from the competition. In my opinion, having a box similar to the Xbox One and PS4, or even better, something similar to the new versions we're going to be seeing soon of these consoles, that plays Nintendo games as well as your favorite third-party titles would simply kill it in the current market, as I've always felt Nintendo's first party just blows all the others out of the water. But if we do have to have a gimmick, I think Nintendo could pull off the handheld hybrid, but, like I said, they have to go all out for it. I really don't see it being a success unless Nintendo is going to put all of their efforts and resource into this one system. And with that, this video is a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on all the NX rumors in the comments. What do you want to see from Nintendo's new console? And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my channel now, and you can say you were a subscriber before it was cool. As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.
「